These Polish hussars rode their horses into battle with the attached white wings, which looked like giant white feathers. They were fighting against the Germans in World War II. The hussars were part of a cavalry unit that was formed in Poland in 1936. At first, they were just a regular cavalry unit, but then in 1940, they were transformed into something even more elite. When the Germans invaded Poland, the hussars fought back. They rode their horses into battle. The horses' flowing manes and tails were decorated with white feathers. This made them look like heroes from an old Polish legend. The Germans were so scared of these Polish warriors with their white wings that they started calling them the Polish Death Riders. And the Polish Death Riders became a symbol of Polish resistance during World War II. This is the story of the Polish Hussars, and this is our channel.
During World War II, there was a Syrian brown bear named Wojtek. Wojtek the bear lived in a military camp with a group of Polish soldiers. The soldiers were stationed at Monte Cassino, and the bear would often carry ammunition crates up and down the hill to help them out. One day, a new group of soldiers arrived at the camp. These soldiers had never seen a bear in a military uniform before, so they thought it was very funny. They started throwing snowballs at the bear, and one of the soldiers even hit him with a stick. But Wojtek wasn't having it. He picked up the soldier's rifle and started to walk away. The other soldiers watched in amazement as the bear walked past them without a sound. This is a true story that happened during World War II. I hope you enjoyed this short video. If you did, please like and share for more content like this. Thanks for watching.
When the winds of war swept across the land and the drums of battle echoed through time, Poland stood tall, a nation reborn. But as armies marched and empires trembled, they came, not with vengeance, but with valor. And in that moment, they paused, ... Not before czars, not before generals, but before a weeping child, lost in the streets of Moscow. They whispered, even the smallest voice deserves to be heard, and carried the child to safety amidst the chaos. Because victory is not just conquest, but compassion. In the heart of Russia's capital, where hatred once bloomed, a seed of understanding was planted. For, in the ashes of conflict, humanity's light shone brightest, reminding us that even in our darkest hour, we are bound by the threads of our shared humanity. And though history may record the clash of nations, it is the quiet acts of mercy that truly shape our souls.
Did you know there was a Polish warrior king who ruled all of Europe before World War II? See, this guy, King Władysław III, he was the ruler of Poland from 1919 to 1939, right smack in the middle of World War II. And get this, he was the most powerful man in Europe, but he got whipped. I mean, absolutely whipped. See, when World War II started, Poland was right in the middle of it. They got attacked by Germany, by Russia, and they were fighting for their survival. But King Władysław III, he didn't want to give up. He wanted to keep fighting. But his advisors told him, dude, we're getting whipped. Let's call it a day. And for the first time in Polish history, they surrendered. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal if they just lost a battle or something. But this was a total defeat. The king had to sign away his power, and Poland lost a ton of land. But you know what? This story has a happy ending because after World War II, the Polish people rose up again, and they took back their country.
Did you know that Polish people used to rule over one of the most powerful civilizations in the world? See, this Polish dude named Jagiello became the king of Poland in 1386. At the time, Poland was just a small, weak country, but Jagiello had big dreams. He wanted to build a powerful Polish-Lithuanian empire, and he did. He conquered most of Eastern Europe, including Ukraine, Belarus, and the Baltic states. At its peak, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth ruled over 6 million square kilometers, which is bigger than modern-day France and Germany combined. But how did a small Polish kingdom become so powerful? Well, it helps to have a big army, and Jagiello's army was huge. It had 300,000 soldiers, which is more than the armies of France and Germany combined. And these guys weren't just peasants with pitchforks. They were professional soldiers, many of them veterans of the Mongol army. The Polish kings kept getting more and more powerful until, bam, they got wiped out in World War II. If you want to learn more about this crazy history, stay tuned.
The Polish community in the UK is making waves. Recent data shows over 700,000 Polish-born residents now call Britain home, making them the largest non-British nationality in the country. But Brexit has stirred the pot. New immigration rules are causing concern, with some Poles considering a return to their homeland. Why does this matter? This shift could impact various sectors, from construction to healthcare, where Polish workers have become integral. Meanwhile, Poland's government is actively encouraging its expats to return, offering incentives and support programs. With the UK's labor market tightening and Poland's economy on the rise, this demographic dance is becoming increasingly complex. Keep watching, because the choices of this community could reshape both British and Polish societies in ways we're only beginning to understand.
Did you know that there are over 1 million Polish people living in the UK? Here's a quick history lesson. After World War II, Poland had a population of around 27 million people. But after the war, Poland was split in half. The western half was under the control of the Soviet Union, and the eastern half was under the control of the United Kingdom. So all of these Polish people had to flee to the other side of the border, and that's how the UK ended up with over 1 million Polish people living in that country. And these days you can find Polish restaurants, Polish shops, even Polish TV channels. There's a huge community of Polish people in the UK, and they're not going anywhere. One of the most famous Polish people in the UK is, of course, the late great Freddie Mercury. He was born in Zanzibar, but his family is from Poland, and he's just one of many Polish people who have made the UK their home. So next time you're in the UK, be sure to say hello to your Polish neighbors. They're some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. That's 1 minute. See you tomorrow.
This is the scariest urban legend I know. In the early 2000s, a group of Polish criminals came to the UK with a van full of guns, and they started robbing banks. They were successful too. They made off with over £3 million in cash and gold bars. But then something strange happened. One of the men in the gang, someone who had turned down an opportunity to make 100 grand, got cold feet and decided to rob a post office instead. He was only given a 7-year sentence, but he got out after 3 years for good behavior. The other guys in the gang, they didn't make it out so easily. They were all sentenced to 10 years, but they got out after 6 or 7 years. Except here's the thing. The police never caught them. They all lived happily ever after, at least for a while. See, there's this one guy who kept getting arrested for robberies in Poland and in the UK. And when they finally caught up with him, they found out that he was the mastermind behind the whole thing. And to this day, he remains the only person in the world who has been convicted for all of those crimes.
In the heart of England's bustling cities, a quiet revolution was unfolding. They came with dreams in their suitcases and determination in their hearts. Polish immigrants, seeking a new life, faced a world of unfamiliarity and challenge. In 1940, Polish pilots soared through British skies, defending a land not their own. They fought with valor, their courage unmatched. In the battle of Britain's darkest hour, no fanfare greeted them, no parades in their honor, just hard work, resilience, and a burning desire to belong. They built communities, opened shops, and raised families, weaving their culture into the fabric of British society. This is the story of integration they often overlook. But now you understand.
Czekaj, no bo ja ślepy jestem. Polskie przysłowia po angielsku. Zobacz, jakie to zabawne. Przykład. Nie dla psa kiełbasa. English? No for the dog is the sausage. Which pretty much means it's not for everyone. Tak jak na przykład nie dla Chińczyka pies. A to były suchary.
Today we learned that a dog can be a sausage, but we prefer the whole dogs instead.
Biedny pies. A kiełbasa dalej nie dla niego.